Assalamualaikum and greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Danial, your host for today's episode. We are delighted to have a special guest who will be sharing on the topic of science, technology and innovation for modernization of professional services. Stay tuned. Before we start, let me just introduce our guest. TSIR Choo Beng is the champion for the Professional Services Productivity Nexus (PSPN) and currently the CEO of the Malaysian Service Providers Confederation (MSPC). He is also currently the Managing Director of Vertitech Malaysia Sdn Bhd, which specializes in the appraisal and rehabilitation of building and structure. He has broad experience in civil engineering and actively participated in civil societies for more than 30 years. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite our esteemed moderator, Mr. Idham Zain, the Program Manager for the Professional Services Productivity Nexus, to start the session. Over to you, Mr. Idham.
Assalamualaikum dan salam Malaysia Madani. We are now actually going to discuss about the science, technology and innovation. In short, we call it STI for Productivity Talk, MPC Productivity Talk. And first of all, I would like to welcome TS Choo Beng, who is the champion of Professional Services Nexus. Welcome to our Productivity Talk, Mr. Choo. And of course, we have a few questions to ask you pertaining to the topic of today, which is science, technology and innovation STI, mainly for professional services. My first question would be, how can science, technology and innovation can be implemented to the professional services in this modern day, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think now the introduction of science STI to professional services is already obsolete. We are talking about modernization of science, technology, and innovation for the professional services. Science, technology, and innovation has been there all the time.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not, it has been there all the time. Going through thousands of years,
right.
From the steam engine to IT to now we got Industry 4.0.
The evolution.
The evolution is there.
Yeah.
But it has been applied all the time. And what has happened today when I champion the modernization of STI into professional service is because of the pandemic.
Yep.
The 2 years pandemic
Crisis
has changed the whole world. The way we want to do things has changed.
Yep.
So,
Agreed.
once the application of science, technology and innovation has been there in the past and be utilized for the professional services, so has been utilized. For example, when you use a handphone, that is science and technology.
Definitely.
Okay? They are really quite advanced before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, things really changed totally. So, I am calling for not only science, technology and innovation, intervention into professional services, but I like to use the word modernization. This is very important. They must adopt the science, technology and innovation, which is now currently available in the world.
It's a must.
It's a must. For example, you're talking about AI. Very soon with AI, many of the jobs that we do, we don't need human being anymore.
I agree.
So the legal profession will be affected, the architects will be affected, the engineers will be affected. So what do? You see? So we have to, as professional services providers, we have continue to be the masters of science, technology and innovation. We cannot get the robots to instruct us. We must
leave.
We must we design the robot, we make the robot, we must continue to command the robot.
Okay.
So we cannot have the other way around. So it's a proper way is to modernize your approach to science, technology, and innovation.
I see. Meaning to say we have to control that.
Okay. So the important thing now is it's still very early. It's just 1 year after the pandemic. It's open. The pandemic over in 2021 or 22. Now it's 23. This is a very important message to all the professional services providers. They are the people who are very clever. But the problem with them is when they are clever, they got roadblocks. They think dia sudah pandai. Dia tak mau.
Okay. I get what you mean.
So what they need to do is very simple. Dia sudah ada itu the science and technology with them and innovation. So what they do is they must change their brain. So the
mindset change.
Emancipation of your thinking.
Okay.
This is the word I borrow from China.
Interesting.
The Deng Xiaoping, if you read the history of Deng Xiaoping, he used the word emancipation of the
brain,
of the mind. So your mind must think in a totally different way,
I see.
so that you must throw out all your old way of thinking and bring your new way of thinking.
So it cannot be traditional way.
Cannot more.
Okay.
So words like business as usual, no more, not relevant. Those are very soft words. But what we actually need to do is our professional services, who are very talented people, they must cross this barrier. They must emancipate their mind.
Okay.
To be modernized STI.
Emancipate their mind.
Emancipate the mind.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for your explanation.
Starting explanation.
Yeah. So it's really clear that professional services, they actually have to be the lead.
Dia sudah pandai.
Yeah.
Sekarang they must change their way of using the.
Okay, that's going to be the first step, I think.
The first step.
Yeah? Okay. So I have a second question. In your opinion, what would be the key factors for the professional services providers may adapt and adopt the STI, science, technology, and innovation? What would be the key factors in your opinion?
Very good question. Now we talk about emancipation of the mind. The first I said.
Right.
So what do you do? What must you do physically? I think the first thing you must do is you must understand that for you to be successful in being a professional services provider, you must have a very strong networking. It applies to everybody. But for example, our professional services providers, their networking ability is very, very poor. Okay. They keep among themselves. The architect will keep among the architect. Engineers, they are engineer lah. Bila architect dengan engineer bertemu, not very friendly lah. Not very friendly. Everybody think they're better than the other. The lawyer will think they're the best. The doctors will think they're the best. This is our mentality. So what the first thing to do is they must enlarge their networking. Okay. How do you enlarge your networking? The easiest thing to do to enlarge your networking is be a member of your professional society. The engineers must join the engineering business society. Macam IEM, macam myself, macam BEM, that one compulsory lah. They can register.
Right.
The technologies must join MPOD.
Of course.
Okay.
Right.
So, you see, what happened is, for example, IEM is the biggest NGO involved in engineers in this country. They are 62 years old. But their membership is only 57,000. How many engineers are there in this country?
Supposed
Almost
to be more than that.
500 million.
Right.
If you look at the how many has graduated from the university, lebih kurang sudah 500,000. Tapi 60,000 lah kata kita macam 60,000 baru join IEM. So it's through this society that you network, because society also will network with society. So number one is
that would be the key factor. Number one,
the key factor.
Networking.
Number two, that means we need to produce more professionals. When you join the society, then you are encouraged to be a professional. You tak mau jadi ahli biasa saja lah. Macam kawan kami tadi, dia sudah jadi professional technologist. They carry the title of TS. Itu macam. So we must produce more we must encourage, government policy must come out to encourage more of the professionals. From the time they graduate, they must join the society.
Okay.
After they join the society, they'll be encouraged by the society to become a professional.
Okay.
Kalau tak ada, dia lose face, Kawan sudah jadi professional, dia baru ordinary member. Tak boleh kan? Okay. Number 2 is, of course, technology lah. Today is very obvious. All the companies have to fully digitize. Kalau you tak fully digitize, you are out of the world. You are not in the game anymore. It's like you play football. No, if you don't have a ball, you cannot play football.
Left behind.
You tak boleh ada itu rugby ball. You must have a round ball. So you must this digitization is
Anticipated.
Malaysian government is promoting it very, very hard for many years. But the buying by the professionals bodies companies a bit slow. I cannot understand. So baru today I read a new grant by MIDA. They give, you can apply for this grant to help you to digitize all the entire business.
Yes.
I didn't go into detail, but
Right.
So government is trying all a way to encourage full digitization.
Full digitalization.
We have to do it. There's no other way. No other way. So just by applying these 2 simple things, you will help you to chart your way to become a more modern professional service provider.
Yes.
So you must modernize the way you do things lah.
Okay. So thank you for the explanation. It is really obvious. It is very important. Based on the explanation by T.S. Choo just now. The next question would be, when will be the best time for the professional services providers to step up into embarking these initiatives? So the question is when?
When?
Yeah.
It's quite obvious they are already behind time.
Okay.
So they have to start now and catch up,
Yes. Better late than never.
Better late. Macam marathon race,
Right.
Others have run to the 10 kilometer mark already.
Yes.
We are still considering whether we want to start running or not. Tak boleh lagi. Too late already.
No more considering, no more thinking.
Time is now.
Yes.
You have to run. Now those who have run already, well done. We shake hands with them. Those who have not run, please follow the others and run. So, your question is very good. No? When do we do things? Today's world, you cannot wait for tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow, other people are faster than you.
Exactly.
You must start now.
Okay.
Now, the ecosystem is very good. Because you got very strong government support.
Definitely.
Kalau ada apa-apa masalah yang you think not right, you can bring it through MPC for productivity.
Yes.
We have the professional
nexuses.
services nexus.
Yeah.
Bring your problems to us. Why you think you cannot run so fast?
Right.
Then we can solve
We
the
try to
problem.
assist,
We solve the problem for you.
Yeah.
So there is a framework already. MPC can play a very good role through the professional nexus
Yes.
or productivity nexus. So the platform is there. Why don't you make use of it?
Yeah.
But while I'm talking like that, actually, in fact, there are some already who are running very fast. Some will be very successful already. They started about 5 years ago. In particular, I have a friend, I mentioned, so 5 years ago when I talked to him, I said, you must start modernizing your approach to technology,
Yes.
productivity. He bought the story. But this 5 years ago, coming November, his company is going to go IPO. That is progress lah. That is a simple company.
That's the result.
That is the result. Ada success story juga.
Yes.
Tapi I hope that many people will follow the example.
footsteps.
It's always like that. We have to get a few from our position. We cannot tackle everybody. We can get a few success story, and then we highlight the success story, so the others will follow. Kita macam enabler lah.
Yes.
You cannot do everything like enabler saja. So for those who are listening to this talk, if you are late, don't worry. There are people who have already succeeded. So you follow them.
Follow their
As
footsteps.
an example.
Okay.
It applies to all sectors, not only in this particular example I'm giving to you, it's in the construction sector. But it applies to all sectors.
Yes.
You can Same thing.
the technology, right?
The best thing is try to be IPO lah. So you got a lot of money to do business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you very much for the explanation. And yeah, I was thinking about how can the MSMEs, to be part of the journey, knowing that maybe some of these groups might be struggling in adopting towards this initiative.
Very, very good, very important question. Because 98% of our professional services providers are either MSME or SME. I think maybe in my own judgment, experience, maybe 60% are MSME.
Okay.
The other 30% are SMEs. So this is this is the makeup of our professional services providers. Many of the companies, they are 2-man operation, 5-man operation, or 10-man operation. Those are all SMEs. So your question is very relevant now. How can we help them to raise to the top? Okay. Now, in business, you must have financial strength. Small companies, of course, their paid-up capital is very low. Financially, they are very big. So this is what, as champion of the professional services providers, this is one way. This is one issue that I was aware of. So how do we solve the problem? We tell them, okay, never mind. Why don't we work as a team? We form consortium.
Okay.
Solve the problem. So if you form consortium, PSBN together with MPC, we can position ourselves as a neutral entity, as a facilitator. We are not going to disturb your business, but we help you to join together. And then we help you to go and berjuang to get the business.
Right.
You make profit, thank you, good luck to you.
Yes.
We are not sharing your profit. That is our role as a facilitator. We are the facilitator.
We just facilitate.
We don't go and trouble with your business.
Right.
In the past, why consortium concept don't work is because when they form the consortium, there will be 1% or 2% inside the consortium trying to take advantage of the position.
Okay.
Now we got a new formula. We say, okay, we will introduce this neutral entity. Neutral entity is PSPN.
PSPN.
We are doing national service.
Yes.
So we form consortium. And this consortium concept has worked successfully. So we're going to promote it even more.
Okay.
Work together.
Okay.
If you work together, you run together, very difficult to fall. If you run on your own, the wind blow, you fall down. But you run, you run as a group, the wind blow, boom, boleh tahan.
Yes.
That is the basic concept. So this is what we are helping the MSME. Now, and then we talk about regulations. So the small SME and MSME, for them to comply to regulation is very difficult.
Agree.
So that is again another place we can help them. That they need not be hindered by regulation. So, for example, in the engineering community, I know that as an engineer myself, I know that in the past, the engineering consultancy companies, they are limited to raise money by engineers. That means the shareholders of the company must be engineers. So there was a little bit of improvement. They say, okay, allied profession. That means architect and then surveyor can also be shareholders of an engineering consultancy company.
They change a bit.
They change a little bit, but still not enough because all these professional people are not people of kaya. They have a lot of knowledge. They okay lah. They got some money, but they are not equivalent to rich organizations and all that, pension fund and all things. So because of that, their financial capital is small. So they can do very well in Malaysia. But the moment they want to export their services, people, the outside people will see them like mosquito, too small. Cannot be considered.
Right.
So because of that, PSBN also embarked on helping to change the Act, the Engineers Act regulation. So this has been changed already from 2022, I think. 1st January 1st 2022, an engineering consultancy company can have any kind of shareholders.
Okay.
Not only engineer. Somebody who is very, very rich want to be shareholder of the engineering consulting can also be one of the shareholders. So I hope the other professionals will do the same thing. Because if they don't do the same thing, they will not be able to build up their revenue, the resources to go and get bigger jobs outside.
So the regulation also play a very important role.
Play an important role, because it's very restrictive, So this has shown the way, So I'm just waiting for one of our Malaysian engineering consultancy company to take the challenge, raise a lot of capital, and then make a lot of profit, and then go for IPO. So they can even have access to bigger funds.
Yes, definitely.
Because from our study, we find that some of the big engineering firms in the world, they have 40,000 employees all over the world. Their paid-up capital is by a few $100 million. So how do we challenge this company?
Of course, it's going to be difficult because we're just mosquito.
We are very small. So all the time we complain. We work for them, So we must challenge. We must compete with them based on the financial strength that we have got. Also.
Okay. Thank you.
That's one way. The consortium concept is a very good concept. It works very well, because it is support. What we all like to do in Malaysia, we talk about collaboration.
Yes.
In Malaysia, the word collaboration is very important because of our diverse races. All the races must collaborate before we can be strong. We cannot work independently. So the consortium concept is very good.
Unity. Yeah. Okay, maybe I have a last question. Right? Thank you very much for your explanation. It's very clear. And my last question, what will be your hope in seeing the future of professional services towards the industry forward in Malaysia, IR 4.0? What will be your hope? What will you see maybe in the next 5 years or next 10 years for professional services if we are embarking 100% full on STI?
Let me give you my answer, which is even further ahead than what we can expect from Industry 4.0.
Okay.
So I think the professional services providers are being the lucky ones who have got good education, who have got good brains, who is now told that they must emancipate the mind and modernize the way they provide professional services. The biggest contribution must be the contribution to the nation. Betul?
Yes.
You agree?
Contribute to our GDP.
Contribute to our nation. Nation. So for a nation to be very successful, they must all, in their mind, they must always think of all only these three words. Number one, whatever they do, they must contribute to harmony.
Harmony of the society.
Harmony of the whole society.
Whole society,
So the details of how they contribute to harmony, it's okay, they know what to do.
Yes.
So number one, when you have harmony in the country, as professional services providers, then the ecosystem is good for them to use their talent to come up with good ideas, to make everybody see that we are progressive. We cannot continue to use our old ideas to do things. We must adopt new technology, we must do research and development, we must come up with new products, we must come up with new ideas, how things are done, and use innovation to do a thing. So must show that the country is a progressive country. Can you expect the kway-teow seller to show a country to be progressive? Tak boleh lah. This is the responsibility of the clever people. The scientists, scientists are also professional service providers. The professors, all the engineers, the architects, lawyers, they must show that we are a progressive society. They must introduce progressive society. So when you have harmony, you are progressive. What will happen? Very easy. You become prosperous. They must think of it. Life is very simple. Just think of these three words. Whatever they do, see what are they doing? The first thing they must do is don't encourage any quarreling among anybody. That's harmony.
Harmony, eh?
Harmony. Make peace, friend. Number two, use your knowledge and your network
Yes.
to introduce progressive idea. Make things better. Use innovation. Then, with these two combination, prosperity will come
Automatically.
automatically.
Okay.
You can look at your family. If your family is always quarreling, never prosper.
Yes.
If the family is very harmonious,
Yeah.
wife and husband can talk, children can talk, your family will be a successful family in the future. How it happened? Don't worry how it happened. It will happen.
It will happen.
It will happen.
Yeah, that's a good example. I mean, just look
So the
into
target should be that. Beyond Industry 4.0, all the professional services providers, especially, they must be the biggest contributor to this prosperity of our country.
So Malaysia has a full potential
Yes,
to
we
achieve
have.
that prosperous nation.
Correct, because every year our education system from years back support science, technology, innovation.
Yes.
But somewhere along the line, little bit hiccup lah.
Yeah.
But never mind.
I know.
Now we are moving ahead.
Yeah. Sometimes it's beyond our control, such as COVID-19.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think this is a Malaysian society. I think I'm very positive that we are very talented.
Yes.
Recently, even Elon Musk.
Yes,
Elon Musk
Elon
has told
Musk.
our Prime Minister that our engineers are very good, but need to be a bit better. That's the progressive.
That's a good indicator, actually.
So foreigner won't respect us.
Right.
So why don't we play the game? Why don't we be confident that we are actually good?
Yeah.
But we mustn't be proud, we mustn't be arrogant, we must be humble, and we do things.
All right. So thank you very much, TS Choo, for sharing your insights, your knowledge, your experience, and how SDI actually can make, as a whole, Malaysia prosperous in the future. And just learn that the priority is the harmony. Yeah, we should live in a harmony, and automatically we have a brain, and then the country can be prosperous. Now we have come to the end of our session. Again, I would like to extend on behalf of MPC, thank you very much for being with us and share your thoughts. Yeah? And hopefully that PSPN, Professional Services in Malaysia, can contribute a lot for Malaysia to become a developed country one day. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you very much, sir. I think you asked very relevant questions.
Okay.
So I tried to answer you in a short time, but I think the point is raised that
Yes.
we have the talent.
Talent.
We have the capability. It's just for us to create the harmonious ecosystem. And things
Ecosystem. Yes.
Then
Good.
things will work well.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share some of my personal thoughts on this subject.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Now, we have come to the end of our session. Once again, thank you TSIR Choo Beng for your time in sharing a very insightful information throughout the session. See you again on another MPC Productivity Talk, and don't forget to tune in into MPC Facebook Live every Friday at 3 p.m. for more episodes coming in. Last word from me, stay safe, stay positive, and stay productive. Bye-bye.